The following is an exclusive presentation of Top Rank on ESPN+.
You guys ready for it? Winner take all. Let's do this.
And just look at the electricity that's in this building right now.
A slashing right hand on Glendale helpless against the ropes.
Takes him on the right. Burns it down. Burns it down in the third round. And on his back. And he's not going to beat the count.
I think we just witnessed the greatest fight in the history of boxing.
Back into a war. He's struck down. One Manuel Marquez has done it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside the Hyatt Regency here in beautiful Phoenix, Arizona. This is boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum, brought to you all weekend long by AutoZone. Get in the zone. By DraftKings Sportsbook, download the app today, and by C4 Energy. Energy that hits. We have a stacked card this Friday night. We will be coming to you live at approximately 3:10 Pacific. All fights exclusive to ESPN+. Our co-feature should land at approximately 8 p.m. Pacific. Again, all fights exclusive to ESPN+. A stacked card headlined by the recently announced WBO interim junior lightweight title featuring Liam Wilson taking on Oscar Valdez. They will be joining me on stage in just a bit. And then our co-feature, the undisputed minimum weight championships of the world on the line for the women. Yokasta Valle taking on Seniesa Estrada. They will be joining me on stage in just a few minutes as well. But as I mentioned, Friday night here in Glendale, Arizona, coming to you from the Desert Diamond Arena. It's always fireworks in Arizona, and that's not because of the heat. Joining me on stage right now, Raymond Morataya, Lindolfo Delgado, Richard Torres Jr., Emiliano Fernando Vargas, and Sergio Rodriguez. Gentlemen, thank you so much for taking time again before we get to the co-feature and the main event. These gentlemen will be on our undercard Friday night here in Arizona. Sergio, I want to start with you. Great to see you again. Yes, tap it. It's on. Trust me. The guys back there, they got the audio turned up. You were originally from Hermosillo, Sonora, Mexico, but you call Phoenix home. What's it mean to you to be featured on a card again here in your backyard, Phoenix, ESPN, Top Rank Boxing?
I'm excited. I'm happy. Another great opportunity. Thank you guys for having me.
Listen, your last time out, you put on a show, big second round TKO. What should we expect from you Friday night? More fireworks?
Yeah, I want to do it again.
Easy, a man of many words. Yeah, I just want to do it again. Do it again. Listen, you've been active, is an understatement in your career. 5 fights in 2022, 5 fights in 2023. Already your second fight in 2024. Is that something that you enjoy? You like being active? You like getting in the ring?
Yeah, you know, this is what I wanted to do, and I just want to continue to do it as long as I can.
Listen, we're going to see some pretty big fights Friday night. Obviously, this card is loaded, and then we have, our main event being elevated to the interim title. What do you look forward to the most every time you step into the ring?
Just to put another great performance. I mean, even if it's not a knockout, I just want my people to be happy with the way I fight. Yeah.
Are there things that you focus on in camp that you look to improve upon time in and time out? Because like I just said, 10 fights in 2 years, it's a lot of ring time. Yeah. So do you set specific goals every time you step into the ring?
Yeah, just to get hit less, every time, do better defense and just get a knockout if it comes.
Listen, thanks for spending a few minutes. It's always a pleasure to be here in Arizona with you, and best of luck Friday night. We'll see you on the scale tomorrow.
Thank you.
We're moving this direction. Emiliano Fernando Vargas, El General, great to see you as well. You're a top prospect at 135. You are going to turn 20 years old a few weeks after this fight on Friday night. What do you want for your birthday?
What do I want for my birthday? I don't know if I can say it yet, but I'm gonna be back in May. So I'm just excited, man. The only thing I want to do is win. I don't care if it's tic-tac-toe, if it's chess, if it's checkers. I want to win and I want to dominate. So we're going to dominate definitely this Friday. There's just something about the Glendale, Arizona fans, La Finiquera, all the beautiful fans here. It's just something special. So I love fighting here and I'm excited to be back.
I'm gonna meet you in the lobby later. I'm a pretty badass checkers player. We're gonna get the checkers on. I have a quote here that caught my eye. Fight by fight, we'll get there. That's what you said. What do you mean by that?
Yeah, man. I'm young. I'm hungry. I know where I'm supposed to be, and I know, I got this clock in my head that makes me feel like I'm in a rush. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to be great. That's all I want to do.
When it comes to fighting families, yours is part of a great list. How has your father and your brothers helped you along this journey so far?
I think that's the biggest thing. Having my family there, it's a great deal of support. I know I have two beautiful parents that support me in anything I do. If I were to be a ballerina, they'd support me in that too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's one sitting right beside you here. You should actually ask him. He's, he can give you a few tips.
That's what I'm saying. So, I know he has two parents that support him in anything he does as well. So, I'm just grateful to have the support system behind me. Because the sport gets lonely. If I'm cutting weight or I'm doing my miles, I'll call up my brother. Hey, you want to run with me? And he'll show up. It don't matter if it's 12 in the morning, if it's 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So. That's my support. That's my backbone. And if they're throwing 4 punches on the bag, I'm throwing 6. And that's how we've always been. So I'm grateful for them. I'm grateful for my father. I want to be here without you, Dad. And it's something special because he never had a father. You know what I'm saying? So these moments for me is something that we get to live together. And, whenever he's in the restroom, I'll push him in the stall. Or, whenever he's with me, we like to crack jokes. So it's just a beautiful thing. I love you with all my heart, Dad, and another win on the way. Let's go, baby.
Everybody off camera, Dad's sitting right down here. That's wonderful. Thank you for sharing that, and best of luck. Yeah, round of applause. Why not?
Yeah.
Best of luck Friday night. We'll see you on this. Do you want to say something?
Another thing, yeah, a toda mi gente en Arizona, a todo el público mexicano, pues gracias por el apoyo. Siempre es algo especial para mí a dar todo en el ring y tener el apoyo de mi gente y es algo especial. Gracias, vamos por todo. Su general regresa.
Thank you. Coming right next door, I guess we're going to call you the ballerina now, Richard Kiki Torres Jr.
I'll take it.
No, listen, I was told maybe you want to lead off with a little Espanol because you've been working on the Spanish.
Yo estoy siempre aprendiendo, pero yo necesito más practicar still. I did understand what he said though, so I am doing a little bit better.
Here we go. What are we rocking here? It's medium this morning?
A little bit. I wanted to look good for you.
You look great. You look great. It's medium. Always fun to sit down with you, always. 8-0, 8 knockouts. How has your game evolved?
It's funny because I always talk to my dad about it. It's like, hey, Pops, do you think we would have beat ourselves last year? Or, hey, Pops, do you think we would have beat ourselves like 3 years ago or something? And every time it's always just trying to get better from your previous self. And I do think we're getting better from our previous selves. From my defense to just being able to stay calm in the ring, you can definitely see improvements. And I'm looking forward to show you the improvements on Friday.
Last time out, and we wrote this down, and I went back and watched the broadcast. The guys on the broadcast criticized you a little bit about the fight against Curtis Harper. What was it about him that you couldn't get him out of there until the 8th round? And then in that 8th round, you suffered a cut, which you never want to do. And so, You know, what do you take away from looking back at that last time out?
Hey, I try to hit Curtis with the kitchen sink, man. I'm serious. That guy could take a shot. You know, kudos to him. Looking back on it, what I would have done differently is instead of trying to load up on that one shot, I would have tried to kind of more machine gun it, a little bit more picking him apart with combinations instead of just like throwing those Hail Marys. I felt like he was hurt a little bit in some rounds, and so I would go for that little haymaker. And I know every time you go searching for a knockout, you never find it. And that's just something I got to remind myself in the ring.
We all know you like to keep things fresh. Your personality comes to boxing without anybody talking about it. You have a great personality, and tip of the cap to Top Rank to give young fighters like this opportunity week in and week out with a press conference. You don't see it very often. It gives me more work, so thank you guys very much. And that was sarcastic. But where do you see yourself as you continue to progress in this game, specifically in the heavyweight division?
It's really hard for me to picture the long-term plan because I have so many short-term goals in front of me. You know, I'm kind of nose at the grindstone right now as far as I just want to keep winning right now. You know, whatever Top Rank has in store is up to my dad and is up to Top Rank themselves, the matchmakers. What I want to do is whatever they put in front of me, I'm going to knock down. Whatever obstacle is in my way right now, I will get through that. And the bigger picture is for my trainers.
Keep it simple and just keep it moving.
Yep. And then I also just want to say I appreciate Arizona for giving me the will to be like the next Nacho Libre. You guys were the ones that started it. You guys were the ones that started chanting the Nacho chants. And so all those videos are because of you guys. Thank you again. I'll embrace it fully. And I just
do we have any of the T-shirts in Arizona? Like, can I get my hands on a shirt? Like,
you can get them online at theteamtours.com if you want to get them. So yeah.
Oh no, I wasn't giving you the ability to plug it. I just wanted to know if I could get one. Disregard what he just said. Don't go to the website. Do not buy a T-shirt. There's nothing to see there. Thanks for spending a few minutes with us. I'm going to turn my attention to my left. Your right. Raymond Danger Murataya. Last two fights, you took down undefeated Diego Torres. Prior to that, a very tough Jeremiah Nakatia. Would you say that you're in the best shape, prime of your career, ready for a title shot?
Absolutely, man. Like you said, these last two fights been impressive. I believe I'm ready for that title shot.
Now, this opponent, this time it's relatively a short notice change. Does that make preparation a little different, or is it just simply business as usual and it doesn't matter who's in front of you?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter who's in front of me. Training camp's always the same. The mindset is always to get better, and no matter the opponent, I'm training hard as if this was a title fight.
I know we've talked about this before, but I want to get into it a little bit deeper. I want to talk about the backyard boxing ring that is just synonymous with boxing in Southern California. What does that mean to you, knowing that, you know, when you were a kid, you walked out into your backyard and your dad built a ring, and that's where you really found the love of the sport, and some pretty significant names from SoCal hung out in your backyard?
Yeah, it's crazy to think about it now. Growing up, just having a ring in our backyard, like you said, you just go out your backyard, and it's right there. So, I mean, I think that's where I get all my skills from, man, just training every day. Having no excuse not to go to the gym or just stuff like that. So there was no excuses, man. I was just working on my game constantly. And I think it's showing to this day.
For those watching that don't know of this story, talk about the story for just a little bit about how this came to be, how the ring ended up in your backyard, and talk about some of the pretty prominent names in the sport who spent time in your backyard.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know how it came about, but I just remember my dad just building it, painting it, sanding it, just starting it from ground up, and that's really where we started. Me and my brother, man. My dad was just training us from there, and yeah, like you said, a lot of names been there. Ryan Garcia, Carlos Valderas. There's a lot more names, man, that I can't think of right now. But so many people have been to that house, and it's just been great growing up, just with a ring in your backyard.
We're going to be in Desert Diamond Arena, and all of these guys hinted at how special it is to fight in Arizona. For you walking into the ring, when you're walking into a ring, whether it's in Madison Square Garden or Desert Diamond Arena, can you visualize walking into the ring into your backyard?
Absolutely not. It's way different.
It is, okay. I was hoping you were going to say yes. I was trying to give you a beach ball to be like, yeah, man.
It's way different, man. But
That didn't work.
Come Friday night, it's gonna be amazing here in Arizona. I can't wait to put on the show, man. I can't wait to see the crowd, and I think it's gonna be great.
Listen, like I said, when you look at this stage, ladies and gentlemen, and you see this young talent, Friday night is going to be an exceptional night of fights. And as a couple of these guys have already hinted at, Arizona is known for fireworks. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
Lastly, Lindolfo Delgado, Gabe over here is going to help translate for me a quote of yours, and I like to go back and read other interviews that you guys are a part of. A quote that I love, it says, "I want to look better in every fight. So if I looked good in my last fight, I'm going to look even better in this one." Explain living that mentality.
Lindolfo, algo que le encantó a él es cuando dijiste recientemente en una entrevista que en cada pelea te quieres lucir bien y que en este combate vas a lucir aún mejor. Explica por favor esa mentalidad.
Pues yo creo, bueno, gracias a Dios, gracias a todos por estar aquí, por el apoyo. La verdad estoy muy contento de estar aquí compartiéndoles a ustedes estas palabras. Y pues la verdad, a eso que te refieres de la mentalidad, yo creo que estoy en una misión conmigo mismo de ser la mejor versión de mí, y creo que no he alcanzado esa versión todavía y estoy paso a paso tratando de alcanzar esa versión y estoy empujándome cada vez, y para eso tengo que mejorar cada pelea, no puedo verme peor que la pasada o así, ¿verdad? Tengo que ir para adelante. Y entonces he tratado de mejorar en cada preparación, en cada pelea, y creo que lo estoy haciendo, pero ahí voy paso a paso.
Thanks to all for the support. I'm happy to be here to be sharing these words with you. And that's the mentality, the one that you referred to. With regard to that, I'm on a mission with myself to be the best version of myself. I haven't reached that version yet, but step by step, I feel I'm going to reach that version. And so I have to push myself each time. And for that, I have to look better in each fight, not worse. And I have to keep moving forward to try to improve. And I improve in each camp, in each fight, and that's what I'll be doing.
You're taking on Carlos Sanchez, who you have history with. Tell us about that history and what you expect Friday night.
Tienes un poco de historia con tu rival, Carlos Sánchez. Explícanos un poco sobre esa historia y sobre lo que podemos esperar de ti este viernes.
Sí, pues él es un peleador bueno que ya conocemos. Él estuvo como compañero mío en la selección mexicana. Fuimos a diferentes lugares a competir. Pero ya ahorita eso es otro rollo. Ahorita vamos a echarle ganas y me estoy concentrado, me preparé bien y sé que va a ser una pelea dura, pero venimos preparados.
Yes, he's a good fighter, and we know him because he was a partner of mine in the Mexican national team. And we went to different places to compete. But now this is a totally different thing. Now we have to work hard, and we're concentrated, and we're prepared. We know it's going to be a hard fight, but we're prepared.
I asked Raymond the same question. How important are these fights now at this level to propel you to an eventual title shot?
Hice la misma pregunta a Raymond. ¿Qué tan importantes son estos combates para posicionarte en el camino hacia una oportunidad del campeonato mundial?
Pues yo creo que sí es algo bien importante porque pues te vas dando cuenta de lo que traes, del poder que traes y de los retos que están a la vista, de los retos que tienes ahí mismo, y pues es parte del show, de la evolución, y cada pelea te da, pues a mí me da aprendizaje, me da motivación, entonces pues la verdad que estoy muy contento y vamos con todo.
It's very important because you notice what you have. You notice the power you have. You notice the challenges that are in sight and the challenges that are there. But that's part of the show, part of the evolution in each fight. Each fight is a learning experience, and it provides me with motivation. So I'm very happy about that.
Gentlemen, we're going to leave it right there. We've got a co-feature and a main event that we need to get up and get these conversations started. But to everybody watching, sit back, relax for just a few minutes. We're going to ask you guys now to leave your microphones on your stools. Head to the edge of the stage for a photo. Again, round of applause for Raymond Murataya, Lindolfo Delgado, Richard Torres Jr., Emiliano Fernando Vargas, and Sergio Rodriguez. An undercard you do not want to miss Friday night, coming live from the Desert Diamond Arena in Glendale, Arizona. Everybody watching us right now, sit back, relax. We'll be right back in a few minutes with our co-feature and main event. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the Hyatt Regency here in downtown Phoenix, Arizona. This is Boxing. This is Top Rank, presented by Hall of Fame boxing promoter Mr. Bob Arum. Again, brought to you all week long by AutoZone. Get in the zone. By DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the app today. And by C4 Energy. Energy that hits. Joining me now on stage, our co-feature and main event. Again, anytime we fight in Arizona, fireworks, and two incredible bouts headlining Friday night, March 29th, from the Desert Diamond Arena just down the road in Glendale, Arizona. Our co-feature, the undisputed minimum weight world titles are on the line. Yokasta Valle, Seniesa Estrada. And then in our main event, recently announced, the WBO interim junior lightweight title is on the line now. Baranchek Navarrete will be fighting in May. If Navarrete wins that fight and decides to stay up there, this interim junior lightweight title will be elevated to full champion status. That was just recently announced. So again, a lot on the line this Friday night. Coming to you from Glendale, Arizona. We're going to start with our co-feature. All of the belts are with us on stage. Anytime that happens, it's just fireworks. Absolute excitement here in Arizona. Seniesa, I'm going to start with you. Welcome. It's great to see you again. You're a two-division world champion. What would it mean to be undisputed?
It would mean everything. This is something that I've been wanting for a long time and something that my team and I has worked so hard for. So I'm not going to let this moment slip away.
Awesome. Yokasta, I'm going to ask you the same question. Three-division world champion, what would it mean to you to be undisputed?
Discutible.
Bueno, para mí sería un sueño hecho realidad para hacer historia por las mujeres, por el boxeo y más que entusiasmada por esta pelea, ya que lo hemos estado buscando durante muchos años.
For me, it would be a dream come true to make history for women, for boxing, and I'm more than enthusiastic for this fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Gabe. I want to stay here with Yokasta. There has been a lot of conversation, a lot of chatter between the two of you leading up to this week. But can you now separate that, put that aside, and focus at the task at hand? Or is this just the continual buildup that we're going to see more and more of this week until you step into the ring?
Obviamente hay una gran rivalidad entre ambas. Han estado hablando en las redes sociales. Es una rivalidad que se puede hacer a un lado para enfocarte en el combate o va a continuar hoy, mañana y se va a desarrollar en el combate también.
Bueno, por mi parte, yo soy toda una profesional, lo he visto de esa manera. Es una gran pelea, lo he visto de mi forma en mi entrenamiento. Yo no lo veo personal, simplemente yo en el ring voy a darlo todo y la respeto, le he dicho, la respeto como campeona que es y arriba del ring vamos a ver quién es la verdadera campeona.
On my end, it's been professional. That's the way that I see it, and that's how I'm training. I'm training for a great fight. It's not personal, and I respect her as a champion. I've told her, but we're going to leave everything in the ring, and in the ring we're going to see who's the real champion.
Seniesa, coming to you, do you feel that it's been unprofessional up to this point? It's been professional for you, but you've been outspoken, and it is personal for you.
Yeah, it's personal, but I'm still professional. I'm not trying to fight her on stage or anything. So we've both had our back and forths leading up to the fight, and the talk is over. It's time for us to get in there, and now it's about women's boxing. It's about us getting in there on Friday night and putting on a great performance for everybody and to show the world that women's boxing is it's here, it's on the rise, and just show people that we're great. Yeah.
Couple of comments or sayings we hear in the sport: leaving it all in the ring or flipping a switch. Is this something that you need to do Friday night to walk away with all the belts?
That flip has already been switched. That switch is on. I'm in fight mode. I'm in that Mamba mode. That's why I have my Kobe jacket on right now. I'm 100% focused on Friday night and the game plan. Put aside everything. Put aside our talk building up to the fight. Like that's done. It's time to get in there, and I'm just prepared to implement my game plan and to do what I need to do to win the fight.
Yokasta, I'm going to come back to you. You've been active with 4 fights in 2022, 3 fights in 2023. Do you like staying busy?
Yokasta, has estado muy activa con 4 combates en el 2022 y 3 peleas en 2023. ¿Te gusta mantenerte activa en el ring?
Sí, me gusta mantenerme bien activa, ya que, bueno, para mí el boxeo es mi vida, es mi pasión. Siempre estoy entrenando, siempre estoy lista. Y yo decía, para cualquier oportunidad tengo que estar lista para ya sea pelear, cualquier pelea que me ofrecieran, yo iba a estar lista. Entonces, aparte de que me encanta el boxeo, soy de las que no me tomo mucho tiempo de vacaciones, una semana mucho, y ya estoy que quiero regresar al gimnasio. Por eso es que estoy bien activa.
Yes, I like to stay very active. For me, boxing is life. It's my passion. I'm always training and I'm always ready. And I'm always training so that I'm ready for any opportunity that presents itself, so that I could fight at any time for that opportunity. And so I love boxing, and I don't take too many vacations. Sometimes I'll be off for a week, and I already want to come back. So that's why I'm always ready.
Seniesa, it's been 8 months since you stepped into the ring, and now you're stepping in for an opportunity at Undisputed. Has that weighed on you at all? Is it going to cause any ring rust, to throw out another term, or are you ready to rock and roll?
You know, I did think about that because coming off a hand injury, coming off surgery, I was thinking, you know, maybe it wouldn't be smart to go straight into an Undisputed fight. But at the same time, like, I want the biggest opportunities this year. I want the biggest fights. So that's the reason why my team and I decided to go straight into this fight. Even though I've been off for 8 months, I think, I don't think it'll affect me. You know, I think I've been boxing for almost 23 years now. So at the same time, as a fighter who's been boxing for that long, sometimes you need that break mentally. And I think that's also what I needed. I do need a break, because if not, I'll just keep going and going and going. So I feel good, I feel refreshed, and I feel ready to go.
Without giving away game plan or any of that, what makes you the better fighter here?
I want everyone to see that on Friday night. Everyone will see what makes me the better fighter and why I believe I'm the better fighter. This training camp, I've been working on being the best me, and that's being super bad, being the best super bad that I can be. So I'm excited to show that.
Yokasta, one last question. What would Undisputed mean, not just to yourself, but to your family and everybody back in Costa Rica?
Última pregunta, Yokasta. ¿Qué significaría para ti, no solamente para ti, convertirte en campeona indiscutible, sino también para tu familia y para todos en Costa Rica?
Bueno, no solo para Costa Rica, sería para los latinos. Hacer historia significaría muchísimo para mí, porque sería, digo, otra era de que se motiven niñas, niños, de que sí se puede. De que una muchacha nacida en Nicaragua, que fue a emigrar a Costa Rica, representando a Costa Rica, que sí se puede, ¿verdad? Porque a veces lo vemos los sueños imposibles, difíciles, pero con mucho trabajo, mucho esfuerzo, creer en Dios, creer en las personas que están con uno, se puede llegar a lograr estos sueños. Y convertirme en campeona absoluta, lo voy a hacer, porque esto no es solo mío, es de Costa Rica, es de los latinos, y vamos con todos. I'm ready for the fight.
It's not just for Costa Rica, it's for all Latinos. To make history, it means a lot to me, because it would be another era of both young boys and girls that I'll be motivated, so that they can know that yes, you can do it. Because a young girl who was born in Nicaragua, who immigrated to Costa Rica and represents Costa Rica, was able to do this. So yes, you can. And so sometimes we see that there are dreams that are impossible or difficult, but with hard work, effort, belief in God, and the belief in the people around you, you can achieve these dreams. And with regard to becoming undisputed champion, which I'm going to do, it's not just for me. It's for Costa Rica, it's for all Latinos, it's for everybody.
Seniesa, I want to end with the same question to you. The first time I sat down with you was back at the Palms when you headlined that card, and we got into it a little bit about how special your camp is to you, the team around you. So Undisputed for you obviously means one thing, but you mentioned just now that you've been in the game 23 years. What would it mean to everybody back home in the Los Angeles area and everybody in your camp?
Yeah, it would mean everything, like I said, and just to be able to inspire kids who come from where I come from East LA, come from the inner city, come from the hood. Like, this is showing everyone that you can do it. And I'm a female fighter who had an even more of a struggle because we're in a male-dominated sport. So to be able to become undisputed, have this ESPN platform and Top Rank behind me just shows that nothing is impossible. It doesn't matter where you come from.
You two are both incredible warriors of the sport. The sport is better to have you both in it. And I can tell you that everybody in this room and everybody watching is thrilled for history in the making Friday night. Thank you for allowing us to be a part of your journey.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on to our main event, Liam Wilson, Oscar Valdez. Again, gentlemen, thank you for spending time. Obviously, the news broke a couple of days ago that, you know, this fight is now elevated to interim, and then depending on what the other two guys do in May, could be elevated again to permanent. Does that change anything for you guys? Oscar, we'll start with you.
Well, that just proves that the law of attraction does exist. Because I was taking this fight as much as serious as a world championship fight. I know Leo Wilson. He's a tough fighter. I was there when he fought Vaquero Navarrete. He did send him to a canvas. So you better believe that I'm coming with everything because I'm expecting that same Leon Wilson that night. I'm going to be ready. I was preparing myself for a world championship, and then we got the news now that it's for the world title, inter-champion. So I'm more than excited. I'm well prepared, and we're going to showcase this 29th.
Liam, welcome. Same thing to you. Does that change anything for you? Just adds a little bit more fuel to the fire?
Yeah, it does. Top Rank, thank you for this opportunity first. Arizona, I'm glad to be back. Glad and very proud. You know, every fight for me now is a world title fight, so I prepared very hard for it. This is my second run at the world title, and I've shown in the past that if I get a second run, I'm very dangerous. I'm ready for this fight, and I have a lot of respect for Valdez, and I'm excited for this.
He just mentioned it. The last time you were in Arizona, you put Navarrete on the canvas. What did you learn from that fight? And you've now gone on to win 2 in a row.
Look, you know, I'm glad he was there. I'm glad, you know, the whole world's seen what happened. I should have been world champion. This fight should have already happened, me and Valdez. I won the belt that night. I didn't get awarded it. That's just the way life has played out for me. But we're here now. We're fighting on Friday night, and we get to settle the score. What I've learned from that fight is, you know, as a person I've grown as a fighter, and I've had a year to reassess my abilities and come back better prepared. And it's all led to Friday night for me, my second run at the world title.
Ready to go. Two top names in the sport, in the division. Oscar, every time I sit down with you, it seems as though it's a huge fight, tons of attention. How does being a top name in the sport, first of all, make you feel? And then is there any additional pressure that comes along with it to carry that persona and that type of attention fight to fight to fight?
Well, it's a dream come true. You know, I've said this several times, and I won't get tired of saying it. I was inspired by great fighters. Like Morales, Marco Antonio Barrera, Fernando Vargas, Oscar De La Hoya. These type of fighters always inspired me to be the person that I am today, the fighter that I am today. And what did these guys do in common? They fought the best in their prime. And I think this is a fight that, you know, we might not have the biggest name out there, but in the division, we're the toughest ones. So we're going to be, like I said before, it's a dream come true because I was inspired by these fighters. And hopefully we get to inspire the new generation to the best have to fight the best and not avoid other fighters. But that's what we're going to try to do. Así que I want to say this also in Spanish. Así que quisiera decir que esto para mí es un sueño hecho realidad. Estar en la posición que estoy ahorita, estoy muy agradecido con la empresa de Top Rank, con Bob Arum, con ESPN por hacer esta función. Sabemos que Leon Wilson es un peleador peligroso. Vimos su pelea contra el Vaquero Navarrete, que lo mandó a la lona y fue una pelea muy cerrada en los ojos de muchos, pero solamente lo hace más atractivo eso, agregándole más que la pelea se va a hacer por un campeonato mundial interino, solamente le agrega más leña al fuego. Vengo bien motivado y vamos a hacer todo lo posible por ganar esta pelea.
Thank you. I want to get into the nitty-gritty about this fight, you guys, because on paper, this is an absolute brawl, and you both are warriors and have been in some incredible fights. Oscar, what does he bring to the table that is challenging to you that you may not have seen to date? And you've been in some bangers.
Well, I've seen it before. Like I said before, I've seen him fight with a tough fight that he had against Vaquero Navarrete. That was enough. I think his style and my style was a very fan-friendly fight. You know, he's the type of fighter that doesn't give up. I'm not a fighter that gives up. and we're just gonna go in there and give it our best. So that styles make fights. You know, my last fight, you know, the awkwardness style wasn't the best for me, but I think this style, Leon Woodson's style, and my style is perfect for a great fight.
Your camp has almost been like a world tour. You know, Australia, Thailand, Vegas, and now Arizona. How's camp been, and has that travel affected it at all, or do you think you use that to your advantage?
No, camp's been 100%. I'm well prepared for this fight. I'll put in time in a few different locations to acclimatise and get my body ready for this big fight coming up on Friday night. Look, I'm in for a war. I know I am. I knew this 3 months ago, so I put in a good hard camp, and thank you for all my sponsors for helping me out to get this all possible. I'm ready for this. You know, as a young kid, I dreamed of being in these fights. I looked up to all the Mexican greats, and in some sense, I'm fighting the modern-day version of them, Navarrete, Valdez, and I feel so proud and privileged to be up here and a few days out from fighting one of the best. I'm excited, man.
Listen, your trainer, again, I quote people a lot, right? Because I actually do. The tougher the opponent, the better you are. If he feels threatened, it brings out the best in him.
Yeah, no, that's 100% true. For me to rise to the occasion, I need a bit of threat and fear instilled in me. And I know Oscar's been at the top of the sport a few times, two-time world champion. He's fought the best in the world. You know, I don't take nothing away from the last fight because I've been across the ring from Navarrete. Very awkward, hard to prepare for, and I'm sure Oscar can agree with me there. We've been there with him. He's an awkward customer, but you know our styles they're gonna mesh perfectly. It's gonna be a war, and I can't wait to do my country proud, and do the Mexicans proud as well. They're gonna love this fight.
You've both mentioned Navarrete here. You've both come up short against him. What needs to change Friday night so that doesn't happen again? Oscar, we'll start with you.
Like I said, styles make fight. You know, it was very complicated to win against a fighter like Navarrete. You know, take my hat off for that champion. But I think, like I said before, I think Leon Woodson's style and my style is a perfect combination for a great fight. Especially hearing from him saying that we won a war. Well, that just adds to it. You know, we want to give the fans what they want, which is good fights. We're gonna go in there and duke it out. Well, that's even better.
Liam.
Yeah, that's it. You know, like. We know what's coming, Oscar, I think. We know what's coming. It's going to be a war. And, you know, we both have something to prove. I think Oscar needs to prove that he's still capable of being a world champion. He still is a world champion. And I'm here to prove that what I believe I am. You know, I should have been world champion last year. This fight should have already happened. But it's happening now. And, you know, like I think the fight fans are in for a great night come fight night. My true feeling in this fight is going to be an all-time classic. Everybody, please tune in.
We're going to leave it right there, guys, because I don't think there's much left to say. To the four of you sitting on stage, again, you are such a blessing to the sport of boxing, and we are so excited for Friday night. Thank you for spending time with us. To everybody watching, we're going to be right here tomorrow at the same time to get them on the scale. As always, this is boxing. This is Top Rank. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Thanks for tuning in.